taken, but the real hard work is done by the finance track, because that is the history of the G20 to deal with global financial issues. South Africa believes it is time to focus on implementation, take stock of where we are vis-a-vis our objectives, and agree on how we accelerate progress towards the 2030 Sustainable Development Goals. The primary objective for our presidency, through our theme of solidarity, equality, and sustainability, is to reinvigorate the spirit of multilateralism within the G20 finance track.
The meetings shall continue for the next year under the presidency of South Africa. So from the city of gold, this is Nazneen for DD India, Johannesburg. Well, the pottery craft of the Manang people in Vietnam's Da Clang province has been officially recognized as National Intangible Cultural Heritage by the Ministry of Culture, Sports and Tourism. The ethnic community has preserved their traditional pottery-making craft for centuries. Their village stands as the last remaining ancient pottery center in the Central Highlands region. Each piece they create is one of a kind, handcrafted from local clay. In recent years, local authorities have organized classes in traditional Minang pottery making, ensuring the craft's survival for future generations. And Elon Musk announced on social media platform X on Thursday that SpaceX's official headquarters will now be in Starbase, Texas. This follows Musk's July decision to relocate the headquarters of both SpaceX and X to Texas from California, citing California's new gender identity law as the last straw. While SpaceX's main office will shift to an existing site in Boca Chica and X will move to Austin, the full impact of California's jobs and facilities remain uncertain. Earlier this year, Musk also transferred SpaceX's incorporation from Delaware to Texas, mirroring his earlier decision with Tesla. Musk's own move to Texas in 2021 was motivated by the state's lack of income tax, further solidifying his shift away from California. And now let's take a look at other stories making news around the world. A unique and historically significant item, tinselled garland worn by Mahatma Gandhi during the iconic Dandi March of 1930 remains open for bids after failing to meet its expected guide price at a UK auction this week. This garland, made of delicate folded paper wrappers inscribed in Gujarati, is believed to have been gifted to Gandhi as the Salt March passed near Ahmedabad, where Gandhi's personal physician, Dr. Balwant Rai N. Kanuga, lived. 3 dinosaur skeletons from the Jurassic period were sold at a London auction for a total of £8.4 million. All 3 were mounted and on display at Christie's London showrooms the day before the Jurassic icons Allosaurus and Stegosaurus auction. The skeletons were excavated in Wyoming in July. A Stegosaurus fossil found in Colorado fetched a record $44.6 million at a Sotheby's auction. And still to come on DD India News App. PM Modi discusses India-Middle East Europe corridor with visiting Deputy PM of UAE in New Delhi. India's Ministry of Defence signs a contract with Hindustan Aeronautics Limited to procure 12 Su-30 MKI fighter jets. And cold wave grips North India while MAT department issues alert of heavy rainfall in southern states.
Geopolitics and trade deals. Economic challenges amid development. Hard work and the path to prosperity. It's the economy, always. Between walkers, money is what money does and says. Supply creates its own demand. Between the bulls pulls and bears tears. When supply chains globalization and India rises to the podium. We'll get you centered with the Economic Brief at 8 p.m. every Thursday on DD India.
Welcome back. You're watching DGT News. I'm Lepakshi Kurana. Time now for a quick recap of the headlines. U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken meets Tayyip Erdogan in Ankara as forces backed by U.S.-Turkey clash in Syria. A day ahead, a parliamentary vote over Yoon's martial law. Voices to impeach Yoon growing stronger. Opposition leader says impeaching Yoon best way to restore order. Aiming to boost infrastructure in North Indian state of Prayagraj, Prime Minister Modi to inaugurate developmental projects, also to review preparedness for the upcoming Mahakumbh Mela. Grateful Nation remembers the martyrs on the 23rd anniversary of terrorist attack on the parliament. An Indian hockey team thrashes Thailand in Muscat, reaches semi-finals of Women's Junior Asia Cup. And on to some sports news. India remains concerned at the evolving situation in West Asia, and attacks against commercial vessels in and around the Red Sea threaten freedom of navigation and impact our trade, the government informed the parliament on Thursday. Minister of State for External Affairs Kirti Vardhan Singh, in written response to a query, also said the government has raised the issue with the countries in the region and the Indian missions are closely monitoring the situation to mitigate its impact. The minister, Kirti Vardhan Singh, was asked about the details of special measures that are being taken by the government to safeguard India's energy security. And India's Prime Minister Modi on Thursday welcomed Deputy Prime Minister and Foreign Minister of UAE, Sheikh Abdullah bin Zayed Al Nahyan. In a meeting, both the leaders emphasized strengthening India-UAE comprehensive strategic partnership, including in the areas of technology, energy, and people-to-people ties. Furthermore, PM Modi laid a special emphasis on the implementation of the India-Middle East Europe corridor to foster regional connectivity and prosperity. He also expressed his optimism about the future of the India UAE Comprehensive Strategic Partnership. Saeed Al Nahyan arrived in New Delhi to take part in the 4th Strategic Dialogue and the 15th India UAE Joint Commission meeting. He also met India's External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar. 2025, 500 crore rupees at Prayagraj. He will inaugurate various projects for Mahakumbh 2025, including rail and road projects. In line with his commitment towards Swachh and Nirmal Ganga, Prime Minister will also inaugurate projects related to it. He'll also inaugurate various infrastructure projects related to drinking water and power. Prime Minister will also inaugurate major temple corridors to ensure ease of access to devotees and also boost spiritual tourism. Well, the daily proceedings of the winter session of Indian Parliament resume today. The lower house of the Parliament to hold discussions on the glorious journey of 75 years of the Indian Constitution. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh is to initiate the debate. Other leaders also likely to speak. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to reply on the debate of 75 years of Constitution on December 14th. Well, India remembers the martyrs who sacrificed their lives while defending Parliament House from dastardly terror attack on this day in 2001. Indian political leaders pay tributes to the security personnel martyred during the Parliament attack in the Parliament House today. Well, December 13, 2001 marks the dark day when 5 terrorists guided by Pakistan claimed the lives of at least 9 people, including 6 security personnel, 2 Parliament Security Service personnel, and a gardener, in an attack on the heart of democracy, the Indian Parliament, now known as Samvidhan Sadan. While Parliament, the heart of the nation's democracy, was targeted in one of the most audacious terror attacks in Indian history on December 13, 2001, the incident which claimed the lives of 9 security personnel and left several injured is remembered as a pivotal moment in India's fight against terrorism.
On this day, 23 years ago, terrorists of the Lashkar-e-Taiba and Jaish-e-Mohammed attacked the Parliament complex in New Delhi. Around 11:40 a.m., five heavily armed terrorists disguised as official personnel drove into the Parliament premises in a white ambassador car. Their intention was to storm the building and cause large-scale destruction while the winter session of Parliament was in progress. However, their vehicle was intercepted by vigilant security personnel at the gate. A fierce gun battle ensued, lasting over 30 minutes. The terrorists were equipped with AK 47 rifles, grenades, and explosives, making the confrontation extremely intense. The firing lasted for over 30 minutes, in which all five terrorists were killed, along with eight security personnel, including Delhi police officers, personnel of the Central Reserve Police Force, and a gardener. Their prompt action and sacrifice prevented what could have been a security disaster and deadly massacre inside the sanctum sanctorum of Indian democracy. The attack remains a stark reminder of the threats posed by terrorism and sacrifices of those who defend the nation. Every year, on the anniversary of the attack, the President of India, the Prime Minister of India, and other leaders pay tributes to those who made supreme sacrifice to defend the Parliament. The December 13 attack is commemorated annually to honor the martyrs who laid down their lives to protect India's democratic fabric. It stands as a testament to the resilience of the nation and its commitment to safeguarding its sovereignty. Anamika Pandey's report for DD India.
While President Draupadi Murmu paid tributes to the brave hearts who sacrificed their lives, sharing a post on X, she wrote, and I quote, I pay my humble tribute to the brave hearts who sacrificed their lives defending our parliament on this day in 2001. Their courage and selfless service continue to inspire us. The nation remains deeply grateful to them and their families. On this day, I reiterate India's unwavering resolve to combat terrorism. Our nation stands united against the forces of terror, unquote. And in a major push for the Atmanirbhar Bharat mission, the Ministry of Defence signed a contract with Hindustan Aeronautics Limited to procure 12 Su-30 MKI fighter jets. These aircraft will feature 62.6% domestic content, with key components to be manufactured by Indian defence industry. This marks another milestone in India's journey towards self-reliance, boosting the capabilities of Indian armed forces. And Delhi is witnessing its coldest morning of the season after temperatures dipped to 4.5 degrees Celsius on Thursday. According to the Weather Observatory, the minimum temperatures in North India, Northwest India, and Central India will not experience any significant fluctuations over the next 4 to 5 days. While cold wave conditions are likely to persist until December 16th in parts of Punjab, Haryana, Chandigarh, Uttar Pradesh, and Madhya Pradesh, isolated parts of Rajasthan will also likely face cold wave conditions until December 16th. While the cold wave has also gripped the North Indian hill town of Shimla after the region received a fresh spell of snowfall. Also, the Indian Meteorological Department has predicted heavy rainfall across multiple southern states, including Tamil Nadu, Kerala, Andhra Pradesh, Karnataka. The Weather Department had predicted above normal rainfall in most parts of peninsular India, west central India, and some areas of east central and northeast India. And now let's take a look at other stories making news today. India's Vaishno Devi Shrine in Jammu and Kashmir sees over 90 lakh devotees for third straight year. As per the authorities, over 95 lakh devotees had visited the shrine in 2023. The chief executive officer of the shrine board that efforts are underway to provide more facilities for the devotees and the footfall in Katra will increase with the improvement in connectivity. 7 people, including a child, lost their lives in a fire at a private hospital in India's Chennai on Thursday. The incident took place on Thursday night at a city hospital on Trichy Road. Initial investigations by the police suggest that the fire may have been caused by an electrical short circuit. Bomb threats were emailed to four schools in Delhi early on Friday, leading to a multi agency search of the premises. This follows a similar incident on December 9th when at least 44 schools received bomb threat emails, which police later deemed hoaxes. The fire department, police, bomb detection teams, and dog squads have arrived at the schools to conduct checks. School authorities have informed parents not to send their children to school for classes today. And still to come on DD India News Hour. Global sales of fully electric and plug-in hybrid vehicles continue to rise for a seventh consecutive month in November. Hardik Pandya ranks as India's most searched sports person and is ranked as seventh among the most searched sports person worldwide. And we'll show you how Australia's Sydney is sparkling in the Christmas season. Welcome back. You're watching DD India News. I'm Lepak Shukuran and on to some business news now. Good news for the economy as India has achieved a remarkable milestone in its economic journey with gross foreign direct investment inflows reaching an impressive $1 trillion since April 2000. This landmark achievement was bolstered by a nearly 26% rise in FDI to $42.1 billion during the first half of the current fiscal year. Initiatives like Make in India liberalized sectoral policies and the goods and services tax have enhanced investor confidence, while competitive labor costs and strategic incentives continue to attract multinational corporations. And the European Central Bank cut interest rates for the fourth time this year on Thursday and kept the door open to further easing ahead as inflation continues to cool. The latest round of cuts sees the deposit rate, the ECB's main rate, fall to 3%. The ECB's rate setting council has also reduced its main lending rate, of which Tracker mortgages are priced at the same pace to 3.15%. ECB President Christine Lagarde described as uncertainty in abundance. Lagarde said the policymakers settled unanimously on 25 basis points, taking the ECB's deposit rate to 3%. The central bank also removed an earlier reference in its guidance to keeping interest rates sufficiently restrictive to 3.0% from 3.25%. It was at a record 4% only in June. While with Thursday's decision, the ECB also cut the rate at which it lends to bank for 1 week to 3.15% and for 1 day to 3.40%. And in a positive turn for Japan's economy, big manufacturer sentiment has improved slightly, signaling good news for the central bank's interest rate plans. The Bank of Japan's latest quarterly Tankan survey shows business confidence among major companies rose to plus 14 in December, up from plus 13 3 months ago, the highest since March 2022. This uptick, exceeding market expectations, comes as the Bank of Japan prepares for its policy meeting next week, where it will consider raising interest rates from the current 0.25%. Additionally, big manufacturers plan to boost capital expenditure by 11.3% for the fiscal year ending in March, surpassing previous forecast and hinting at continued economic growth despite global uncertainties. While global sales of fully electric and plug-in hybrid vehicles rose for a seventh consecutive month in November, jumping 32% year-on-year for a third consecutive record high. China continued to lead sales growth, accounting for almost 70% of total EV sales in the month, while registrations in Europe showed a marginal decline. While in the United States and Canada, EV sales were up by 16.8%, while Europe had sales of 0.28 million, down slightly year on year, but up 7.7% from October. In the rest of the world, sales were flat against November 2023. While you're watching DD India News, our time now for some sports news. Indian hockey team has progressed to semi-finals of Women's Junior Asia Cup after they thrashed Thailand 9-0 in the fourth pool match in Muscat. Deepika Kumari stole the show with an impressive 4 goals, while Kanika Sivach delivered a hat-trick to seal the win. India started the game strong, dominated the possession, and continued with their scoring spree. Thailand players were unable to fend off attacks, resulting in the lopsided encounter. India will face Japan in the semi-finals on 14th of December. They've also sealed a spot in the next year's Junior World Cup to be held in Chile. And Indian cricketer Hardik Pandya is the most searched Indian sports person across the globe in 2024, as per the Google Year in Search. The India all-rounder is ranked as 7th among the most searched sports person worldwide. He made vital contributions to India's win in the T20 World Cup against South Africa. While cricket dominated the search trends in India this year, no Indian sports team made it to the top 10 among the most searched teams in the world. In sports trends in India, the Indian Premier League, T20 World Cup, and the Olympics occupied the top 3 slots. And Josh Hazelwood will return to Australia's playing 11 for the third test against India in Brisbane after overcoming the side strain that ruled him out of the second match. Captain Matt Cummins confirmed that Scott Boland will make way for Hazelwood despite the paceman's 5-wicket haul in the last match, which Australia won. Hazelwood's inclusion is the only change to the home side, but Australia have some headache. Steve Smith has also managed 19 runs in 3 visits to the crease. On the other hand, India are beset by worries over the form of captain Rohit Sharma and the fitness of striker bowler Jasprit Bumrah. Rohit Sharma managed just 9 runs as the tourists crashed to a 10-wicket defeat. Bumrah went down